MSG Studios, Bill Pito, Alan Hahn, and Wally Zerbiak. Guys, an unorthodox 5 for sure for the Knicks in crunch time tonight. Wally, they almost pulled out the game.
Had to go deep into the bench because there was a lot of guys that just didn't have it going tonight. R.J. Barrett's been playing really well since the All-Star break, and he struggled. He was only 2 for 11 tonight, and he couldn't really get anything going. And Randall was solid, but when Randall was on the floor, the other team was scoring a lot of. The Hornets were really getting whatever they wanted in the paint and scoring a lot of points. So they needed to keep Mitchell Robinson out there. Bobby Portis was a point-a-minute guy, especially in the fourth quarter. And Allonzo Trier, every time he sets foot on an NBA floor, he produces. So I would intend to see Allonzo Trier in the lineup a lot more, getting playing time, because he was phenomenal in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's a very curious story this whole season about it. But the one thing you got to say about Trier, the young player, is that he's always kept his head up. And anytime you've seen him throughout this season, when a teammate is getting something done on the court, he's the first one up cheering. Like, he doesn't sulk. He's not complaining about the lack of playing time. And when you do call his number, he just gets buckets. The analytics tell you that he's the second best scorer on the team. I'll give you every analytic. It'll bore him to tears, but it proves he's the second best scorer on the team. But the film tonight showed he's also one of the best scorers on the team. And, with the rest of the season, you'd like to see more.
Yeah, Trier really played well. And what's interesting is with Trier leading the way, Wally, the Knicks, on 2 different occasions, down 3, had the ball. Couldn't get any closer in the final minute of the game.
I totally agree. And let's not forget, the Hornets are not exactly lighting the world on fire the way they've been playing. They lost by 39 points last night to the Indiana Pacers. So they're going to let the Knicks back into the lineup at some point, at some time. Here's a 6-point game. Alley-oop up to Mitchell Robinson. Phenomenal play by Elfrid Payton there, although he had a few careless turnovers down the stretch of the game.
Watch this power move.
This is just beast mode. I mean, this is a guy who's been putting his time in the weight room. He's aggressive when he goes to the basket. He's not afraid to throw people around. And he plays with a chip on his shoulder, and he plays with a vengeance, and he plays with an attitude. I mean, that's a broken play. It looks like he's going to dribble it off his feet, but he still finds a way to put the ball in the basket.
Down 3, ball moves. Got to have that.
If he could have made that, would have tied up the game with a minute left. And these Charlotte Hornets, they don't have closers either. I mean, Rozier and Devontae Graham are tough.
Scary Terry.
That's a tough move. And that's another one where Allonzo Trier just got a little caught standing up straight, wasn't anticipating that pick and roll coming, and he's got to do a little bit better job. That'll help him stay on the floor, of just be anticipating where those guards are going on those pick and rolls, and not just make the big man have to switch and have to take over that play. So these are little things that the Knicks got to buckle down on close games. You got to figure out how to get stops. But I love the effort in that fourth quarter, and I love the way Mike Miller coached this team. He said, if you're not playing well, and when you're in the game, the Hornets are making a run, you're out.
Right.
He's getting guys that are going to play and compete on both ends of the floor. And when you look up at that scoreboard, it's in the Knicks' favor.
Yeah, and then that's, you saw some players that weren't getting it done defensively. How about this, though? I told you that the Hornets have been a bad home team of late. Even going back to, mid-December. Okay, they've only won 1 game at home in their previous 10 games, previous 11 games. You know who that 1 win was against? The Knicks. Yes. So now they have 2 wins since mid-December at home, and they're both against the Knicks. So they have been a bad home team, and they almost gave this one away as well.
All right, let's now look at Trier more specifically. 15 points, as I mentioned, for the game. Came in with about 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Hadn't played at all before then. Finished with the 15 points, 13 in the fourth quarter. And, guys, that's the second highest point total he's had all year. And this is after a rookie year where he came out of nowhere. It was a huge surprise. Got a nice contract. And for whatever reason, hasn't been getting the opportunity. Maybe we will see more of him down the stretch. So Trier with the 15 points. Follow MSG Networks on Twitter to vote on the Knicks Montefiore doing more player.
15 points in 16 minutes, 6 of 8, plus 7, everything you're looking for. I told you about the analytics. Let me bore Wally here. He came into the game with very little playing time this season, yet 18.4 points per 36 minutes, which is second best on the team. And also his PER, which you like to talk about, right, is his player efficiency is 13.2, which, again, for somebody that doesn't play a ton, that's a good number. You want to be at 15, right? You say 15 is
15's legit.
Right. Do you have enough minutes for a sample?
Yeah. Oh, that's why you use these numbers, though. These numbers are the sample, because per 36 is kind of the idea that it forecasts what you do in regular rotation minutes. But his true shooting percentage, which includes everything, 3-point, regular field goals, and also your free throw percentage, he's at, his 60% is second best on the team. Like, offensively, he is a player that is effective, and he proves it every single time he's on the floor. And if you're telling me he's not out there for his defense, that's a hard thing to I give him a ton of credit, the way he's handled this, because you could see him wanting to be frustrated and say, wait, I'm not playing for defense yet.
Yeah.
There's other examples you can make. Right, exactly. There's some other guys that also are struggling defensively. But he's handled this so well. And he's somebody that, you have to just keep saying, if you just saw him more, if you just worked with him more, if they can just get him right, this kid is a natural-born scorer.
The one thing that he possesses that the Knicks roster the last couple of years surely hasn't had is a guy that can break down the opponent with the dribble.
ISO, right.
Yeah. And at times he does a little too much, but you'll take a guy that's leaving it all out there and being aggressive when he has the ball instead of a guy that's turning down open shots. Can't turn down open shots in the NBA. The more aggressive team is always going to get the benefit of the doubt. I've always said it from the officials. Like when Trier goes to the basket, he's looking for contact. He's looking to knock people down. He's looking to be aggressive. I mean, people are like, who's this guy coming into the game just looking to get stuff done? And that's what I love about the way he's doing it. It's very puzzling. But there's got to be something behind the scenes that why he's not playing.
All right. Also in the plus column in terms of Knicks' performance tonight, Mitchell Robinson. 30 minutes, led the Knicks in playing time, stay out of the foul trouble, and Allen went for 12 points and 15 rebounds.
Yeah, and you can get a lot of pick and rolls with him. We saw one on the highlights there. I thought he, again, a guy that can keep rim running, and you got to find him. This was a good team to do it against. Not very good in the paint defensively. Look at that follow-up. Dennis Smith Jr. is going to say that was a pass, I swear, right off the glass. But again, just clean it up. 6 offensive rebounds. We talk about Zion Williamson having good bounce and a good second jump. He does too. Oh, by the way, 3 block shots in this game. The defense was there. You don't want to bring it around the rim. Bill, you mentioned it. He stayed out of foul. How about that? He stayed out of foul trouble, and that's the key. More minutes. He played 30 minutes. He was effective. And when he plays more minutes, he just is in that rhythm that you see him. The timing is there, him moving around. That's why it's so important to make sure that you can keep him on the floor and why he keeps having to be able to work with staying out of foul trouble.
I love the way he plays in crunch time minutes. I mean, he looks like the game means something to him.
Yeah, he takes it personally.
He runs up the floor like he's really trying to make something happen, flatten the defense out. When he goes to the rim in those pick and rolls, he points up to the guys like, hey, throw me the ball. I'm open. Let's go. I'm going to go get it. Defensively, he's all over the place. He's trying to cover up for mistakes on the defensive end of the floor, and when guys get beaten off the dribble. I mean, I love the way he's engaged in crunch time. And if he can stay out of foul trouble, and if he can play those big-time minutes at the end of the games, those are valuable minutes for a young player to develop when it's every possession means something.
Remember Melo said he has no idea how good he can be.
Yeah. The Knicks 5 down the stretch, Portis, Robinson, Payton, Harkless, and Trier.
Sure.
Interesting.
You guys predicted that in the pregame, didn't you?
No doubt about it. That's your fantasy lineup.
All right.